ladies, and welcome back to another episode of Get 'em Girl, a girl's guide to relationships, femininity, dating, polarity, and attraction. Okay, ladies, so today we are going to be talking about a very, very interesting topic, okay? So many times I come on here and I'm telling you about the things to start doing and start implementing in your life, but today we want to talk about the 5 things that you need to stop doing to protect your femininity. Okay, ladies? And so in any journey, there are things that you have to let go of and move away from in order to grow. Okay, and that's so important to recognize in our feminine journey as well. There are things that we have to just stop doing in order to be able to grow in this journey. Okay, ladies? And so I want to just go ahead and dive into 5 of these things. These things, they may seem common sense, but sometimes things are easier said than done. And I know that all of these things do require you to be in your journey and truly be evaluating yourself, ladies. Okay, so with all that being said, I know that this is going to be a deep one, but let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, ladies, so the first thing that you are going to have to let go of, over-explaining yourself. Over-explaining yourself. Okay, in any growth journey, but I feel like, yes, especially in femininity, but in any growth journey, we have the tendency to want to share our growth, share the things that we're doing. We want to share with people and get their opinions on things. And a lot of times we feel the need to justify every decision and move that we make to other people. And here's the thing about when you really get deep into growing and really deep into your journey, you start to realize that hanging on to those people's opinions and asking what they think and asking for basically justification for what you're doing is slowing you down. It's slowing you down, ladies. And so in over-explaining yourself, what you have to realize is a lot of times what we're doing is we're holding ourselves captive to other people's opinion. We're holding ourselves captive to what other people think, so much so that we need along the way to keep asking and keep talking to them about what we're doing so that they know that we're not going off the rails, or they can make sure that we are not going off the rails. And ladies, sometimes I'm going to tell you, you got to just sit down and get in your journey and do it yourself. Okay. And that's not always meant to be explained to people, because everybody's not meant to understand. And if everyone was meant to understand, everyone would be doing it. Right, ladies? And so then feeling the need to over-explain comes from feeling the need to let people in and help them understand why you're doing what you're doing. But here's the thing, you don't need their permission. Okay, ladies? And so when you stop doing this, you're going to find that you're protecting your peace better. Okay, you're not looking for justification. You're not looking for someone to give you an amen or an okay. Right, ladies? And here's the funny thing. A lot of the feminine energy in our growth, it kind of thrives in the mystery of it all. Right? It thrives on the mystery because it's just for us. Okay? We move at our pace without permission from anyone else to do so. And it also protects us. It protects us from explaining things to people who don't deserve an explanation, people who can't handle the explanation, people who will try their best to drag you away from the thing that you're working on. Okay. And so when you stop over explaining yourself, you are saving yourself from all of these things. You lock into your journey. Okay, ladies, you know what feels good in your body. You know how to pace yourself. You don't need anyone's permission for that. And you don't have to explain that. Okay, ladies. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Okay, ladies, the second thing, I know it's going to be hard for us, but the second thing is hustling without rest. Okay, there was a time where I believed in the hustle culture. I'm telling you, no days off, no sleep, keep going, get it. I know that was the anthem for a long time. But ladies, that is a very masculine way to move. And even sometimes the masculine gets tired. Okay, in our femininity, we actually flourish in our rest, in our leisure, in taking it easy sometimes. Okay, and the reason for that is we operate a lot in our femininity. We operate with a lot of creativity. Okay, ladies, and a lot of times creativity is not expressed the best way through duress, right? When you're trying to force it. That's why you have writers who will get writer's block, artists who can't find inspiration. Okay, it's not until they kind of step away from it, okay, they get a muse or they get some kind of inspiration that makes them kind of dive into their creativity, right, ladies? They can't force it. It has to naturally happen. And that's how we are in our femininity, because the feminine is so creative, right, ladies? You do not want to try to hustle yourself through your feminine journey, because it's not going to work. You're not going to get the payoff that you think you're going to get. As a matter of fact, you'll start to adopt characteristics that are more masculine by trying to do that. Okay, ladies? So normalize giving yourself rest. Okay, normalize saying no to things that are going to take you out of having a rest period to where you're going, no breaks. Right, ladies? You have to have that time. The funny thing is, a lot of my best videos, my best ideas, some of my most favorite talks that I have done have come in a period of rest, when it's not necessarily that I'm thinking about work. It's not necessarily that I'm thinking about clients, but I'm laying back, I'm relaxing, I'm laughing, I'm looking at something, and it just pops into my head like, oh, this is what I need to be doing, right, ladies? Because I thrive in my rest because I'm operating out of my femininity, okay? And that's how it works for us. So make sure that you are giving yourself leisure. Make sure that you're giving yourself rest. I'm not saying don't work ever, but what I'm saying is give yourself some time to decompress from all that. You don't have to earn rest, okay? You deserve it regardless. You deserve rest. Everyone does. Okay, ladies? So let's stop glorifying the hustle culture and really allow ourselves to take a break, because that's good for your mental too. Okay, ladies, number 3 is a big one. Number 3 is a big one. You're going to have to stop forcing situationships and unreciprocated energy, ladies. You're going to have to stop chasing friendships that's not meant. You got to stop chasing these relationships that's not meant. These connections where you only pouring into them and they won't pour back into you. Okay, ladies? We are feminine women. Our energy is magnetic. It's not desperate. Okay, you get what I'm saying, ladies? You should not have to chase someone down for them to want what you got. Okay, if that's the case, it's not meant. Don't force it. Okay, if someone can't reciprocate energy back towards you, it's not for you. Let it die. Because here's the thing. Sometimes we get so caught up on having that particular thing or that particular person. We put all of this energy into getting it, right? And then once we get it, we realize it ain't really just worth having like that. Why? Because what the feminine cares about is not getting that thing. It's how that thing operates in her life once she has it. Okay, so our focus, especially when we're talking relationships, our focus is not to get that man. Our focus is not to chase that man down and wear him down till he says yes. That's not our focus, because deep down, it's not going to feel good to know that you had to do all of those things to get his yes. It's not going to feel good at all when there's men out here that is going to reciprocate energy, that are going to chase you down, wanting to pour into you, wanting to give you everything they got. And my thing is, wouldn't you enjoy it that much more if someone was pursuing you, someone was pouring into you, someone made you feel that good? Stop glorifying the thing. Stop glorifying that relationship. Stop glorifying that man, that friend. Okay, ladies? There's other options, and other options that will actually chase after you. Okay, ladies. And number 4, You're going to have to stop neglecting yourself just because you're not in the mood. Okay? Not being in the mood is different from being burnt out or tired. Not being in the mood just means either you just not feeling it for some random reason, or you just don't want to do it. You just don't feel like all that today. That's out the window. Our femininity does thrive through repetition. It thrives in routine. You know what I'm saying, ladies? Because routine creates a consistency that requires us to work certain things every single day so that it becomes a part of us. Okay, so that it's second nature. So it's not something you have to think about. Okay, and you do that even when you're not in the mood. Okay, needing a rest day is okay. But still do something for yourself. Still nurture yourself in some sort of way that day, even if you're not in the mood, ladies. You can't throw away taking care of yourself on those days, because those days will come. And here's the thing. Sometimes those days come days and days on end. Okay. Sometimes it's not just a day. Sometimes it's a week. Sometimes it's a month. But during that time frame, you still need to be able to nurture yourself, care for yourself, because even if nobody else show you no love during that time frame, you still deserve it. And guess who got to give it to you? You. Okay, ladies, so still treat yourself well, even when there's just those days where it's just like, no. Still treat yourself well. Still treat yourself as deserving of someone who needs to actually get up and do something for themselves, because they deserve it, right? Still treat yourself. I use the example, sometimes it's like for my ladies that have children, right? It don't matter how bad your kid was that day, how much stuff they got into that day, how much they just ran around and drove you crazy that day. At the end of the day, you got to get up and you got to feed that kid and make sure that they are good. Not because they did something so deserving of it, but because they're there, because they deserve it, because they're there, right? And it's the same with us, with our femininity and nurturing ourselves. Okay, ladies, so hopefully that makes sense. Okay, ladies, and the last thing you need to give up is comparison. We have to stop comparing ourselves to everybody. Especially in the day and age of social media, it will have you comparing yourself to people who are doing the craziest things to have what they have, okay? You cannot compare yourself to other people. The thing about this beautiful life we live is we all have our own paths. We all have our own families. We all have our own personalities. We have our own walks of life, right, ladies? And you cannot get so caught up on people's results that you ignore the fact that the walk that they had to take to get that result may not be for you, okay? And so in all of what people have going on, I need you to remember that what is for you will not miss you. What is for you will not pass you. Okay? If it's meant for you to have it, it's not going to bypass you. And you have to sit and know that as a feminine woman, because that is how you make yourself start thinking in abundance. The things that I'm meant to have, the things I'm meant to do in life, the people I'm meant to meet, all of these things are for me. They're actually for me, so I won't miss out on them, okay? And so when you can sit in that abundance, you will find that you don't compare yourself as much, because the thing that's for you will come, okay? Instead of worrying about the thing that's for them, because the thing that's for them may have come in a way that you would not accept, okay, ladies? And so here's some things with that, because this one is something we deal with pretty heavily in today's society. If you have people that you follow, influencers that you follow, people you know that you follow that make you go into that mindset of comparison and they trigger that, go ahead and get rid of them. Go ahead and get rid of those accounts. Go ahead and unfollow. Get that off of your screen, okay? And I really need you to focus in on your stuff, your journey. If you're someone who is trying to be a creator, your timeline, your content creation. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Your things, okay? The more you focus inwardly, you won't have as much time to be looking at what everybody else is doing, because you'll be so much so on a journey with your own things and anticipating when your own things are paying off that you won't be worried about when they get theirs. Right, ladies? And so I need you to remember, in your abundant mindset, I need you to remember that anything that is yours is going to come to you. It's not going to miss you. Okay, ladies? Okay, so with all that being said, I want to thank you, ladies, for watching another episode of Get 'em Girl. Once again, like I always tell you, if you have anything that you want to add, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, okay? This is a growing community, okay? I am not offended by y'all adding tips on top of tips, okay? So go ahead and do that in the comments down below so that maybe you can help somebody else as well. Okay, ladies, but with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video off here. I want to thank y'all for watching another episode of Get 'em Girl, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.